Welcome back to Weather Club Wednesday. It is Clouds Part 1 for Episode 6 of Weather Club. I'm meteorologist Adam Epstein. I'll be taking you through the 10 basic clouds that we have. They're classified by Latin terms and organized by level or altitude in the atmosphere between low, middle, and high. And there are 10 major ones, 10 baseline ones that can take you through everything else. And this is an image that I had pinned to my corkboard above my desk in college for 4 years to keep an eye on clouds and help me identify them. So you have high clouds at the top, middle clouds in the middle, low clouds closer to the ground, and I'll be breaking down each and every one of them so we can move forward and identify clouds. And I would recommend maybe taking a screenshot of this. I'll step out for a second so you could have this at home too if you want to identify some of those clouds. All right, let's get going. So when it comes to Latin terms, we have cirro, meaning curl, cumulo, meaning heap, strato, layer, nimbo, rain, and alto, high. It could take some time to memorize those. Don't worry if you haven't had them memorized just yet. I'll keep them with each cloud type so you can stay up to date on what they are. So here are the high clouds: cirrus, Serocumulus, and cirrostratus. Notice that each one starts with cir, C-I-R-R, whether it's cirrus or Serocumulus. The first one we're talking about is cirrus clouds. These are really easy to identify in the sky. They're the thin, wispy streaks, some called mare's tails. They look like horse tails, and they're made of completely ice crystals. So these aren't water. Since they're so up high in the atmosphere, it's cold that it freezes those water particles and they become ice. So remember, these are called cirrus clouds. Second one we're going over is Serocumulus Clouds, and these aren't often spotted. So these are thin patches with a grain of rice-like appearance. They're one of the least seen. They could take a mackerel sky effect, kind of looking like fish scales, what you're seeing here in the picture. And seeing this when it comes to sunset, and man, it's amazing. You're in for a treat. So this is what it could look like if you see Serocumulus clouds at sunset. It usually makes for beautiful colors as you have the reflections of those colors bounce off each of those clouds. And now we have Cirrostratus clouds, which aren't that exciting, but they do something pretty cool. If you have the right setup, it appears hazy around the sun and even creates a sun halo. And you've probably seen this a few times in your life where it looks like there's a rainbow around the sun. It's due to these ice crystals, which are cirrostratus clouds, refracting light off of them in the right way that it makes this rainbow around the sun. So remember, cirro is curl, strato is layer, so this is a high layer of clouds up in the atmosphere. Done with high clouds. Now we're going to go over the three middle clouds. We have Alto Cumulus, Alto Stratus, and Nimbostratus. First one, Alto Cumulus. Mid-level cumulus clouds. These can take on a variety of forms. They often look very different in different occasions. They usually look like smaller cumulus clouds, which we'll go over, which are the basic ones that you've probably drawn before. And they're smaller because they're lifted up higher in the atmosphere. These are mid-level clouds. So alto will be your mid-level clouds. That's how it starts. This one is Alto Stratus. Now this one is the most boring one. There's not much going on here. It's a gray and gloomy type of day cloud. The sun can be visible through the clouds a little bit. It looks like there's a little haze around it. But that's all there is to Alto Stratus clouds, gray and gloomy. And then when it comes to Nimbostratus, it's the same kind of look, but the reason that it's a little bit more interesting is because this is one of the two clouds that can produce consistent precipitation, rain. So when you have Nimbostratus clouds, it's usually a damp and dreary day where you're seeing some drizzle lasting for a longer period of time. Remember, this one is Nimbostratus, nimbo meaning rain. Now when it comes to low clouds, these are some that you might recognize, especially the one that we're going over first, the Cumulonimbus. This one may be the most famous cloud because it's the thunderstorm one. So this stretches all the way up to the top of the troposphere from low levels. So this actually stretches all the way up to high clouds and gets to their height. And this can feature an anvil shape on top. Let's talk about why. When it comes to the atmosphere, all of our weather actually takes place in just the lowest layer of it. That's called the troposphere right here. So that's where all the clouds are. No weather happens above that line right here called the tropopause. Well, when thunderstorms build, it's built by updrafts, wind pushing particles up, up, and up. And eventually, it gets to a ceiling where the air is too stable, meaning it can't rise anymore. And that is the tropopause, where it starts to move into the stratosphere. So the clouds start to spread out along that invisible ceiling. And that's the anvil top. And I'll show you an example of that later on in the Weather Club. Now we have cumulus clouds, and these I love. I love drawing them. A flat bottom with some curls on top, and you've probably drawn these too. So you know this cloud even if you don't realize it. It's puffy, it's fair weather, these look great in pictures, and they're often seen on nice days, just like you're seeing in this picture right here. And now we have stratus clouds, which are also not too exciting. These are gray, featureless clouds, overcast days, and this is what fog is when it's touching the ground. They're stratus clouds in contact with the ground. So that is the last low cloud that we're going to go over. Wait, we have one more actually. I correct myself. Stratocumulus clouds. So this is a form of cumulus clouds that are wider than they are tall. So they're stretched out and they can join up, they become a layer, and that's why strato is included here, because strato means layer, cumulo means the heap. Okay, now you know the 10 basic cloud types. It's time for a quiz. And taking the quiz with you is my friend and coworker, Pedro Rivera. Pedro, welcome.
Hi, kids.
He's got his cheat sheet with him here, which was that image I showed you in the beginning where I stepped to the side, so you may want to take a screenshot of it. You can find that online too. All right, Pedro, you got your cheat sheet. You're listening to the lesson.
I have.
First example, it's a little video for us. And in this video, I see 3 cloud types. Tell me what you notice.
Ooh, all right. I noticed some cumulus clouds here.
Cumulus clouds,
because
exactly.
They're low. Because they're
this
low.
one right here.
Yeah.
That cumulus cloud looks like a puffy cotton ball in the sky. Very good. That's one.
Okay, that is one. Do we see stratus here?
Not so much stratus, but you're on the right
Stratocumulus.
path. Yes.
I noticed that right here.
In the background, right? In the background, you have these clouds that are kind of clumped together, making a layer. They're pretty wide. Those are Stratocumulus. And the last one, Pedro, it's a big one.
A big one here. Alto Cumulus.
This one right here.
Which one?
What's this guy?
Oh, that big guy right there. That looks like, ooh, that's tough. I'm not getting that.
It's a famous one. Makes thunderstorms.
The stratus.
No. Come on, man.
Oh, you're talking about the Cumulonimbus.
Cumulonimbus.
Got it.
Right. So what you're seeing here is off in the distance, this anvil on top. It's hitting the tropopause, going to the stratosphere. So it's spreading out on top.
I can see the anvil now.
Exactly. So we have a thunderstorm in here, some fair weather cumulus clouds, and some stratocumulus. Good job. 2 out of 3. Not bad.
Not too bad. I tried.
All right, this one. This is a giveaway. What do we got here?
Oh, this one is a Serocumulus. Serocumulus? I'm not saying it right.
Not cumulus.
Ciro.
It's a high cloud, you're right.
It's a high cloud, yeah.
Yeah.
Cirrus?
Serocumulus.
I don't see it here, though. Did I get it?
Makes a halo around the sun.
Oh, yes. Cirrostratus cloud.
Yes, if you see a halo around the sun, you got a cirrostratus. All right, Pedro's working along with us. We're all learning today.
That was good.
Next example. What's this one here?
It looks like horse tails.
Yes.
This one looks like horse tails. Exactly. So I'm going to go with not Alto Cumulus.
No, not Alto Cumulus. Yes, you're correct. You're pronouncing it correctly.
Alto Stratus.
This one's high up in the atmosphere, not a middle cloud.
Oh, Cirrus.
Yes, this is Cirrus Clouds.
This is Cirrus,
Horse tails, mare's tails, Cirrus Clouds. Very good. I think you got that one at home before Pedro did.
He did.
And last one. This one's a bonus. Pedro's going to know this one without having to look at that paper.
This is a lenticular cloud.
That's a lenticular cloud.
That's a lenticular
this is
cloud.
A variation of a cloud that we're going to go over in Clouds Part 2. More advanced, more odd clouds that you see once in a while that are more rare. And this one happens to be my favorite.
Beautiful.
I'll break it down.
It's a beautiful cloud.
You're going to have to stick around for next week. Thank you very much, Pedro, for joining us. We appreciate your effort.
I got like 2 out of 5. I tried.
Yeah, he was off to a hot start, then was all downhill from there. So I'd like to thank whatsthiscloud.com. This is such a great resource for identifying clouds and learning about them, what causes them. So check out this website if you'd like. And remember, part 2 of Clouds would be next Wednesday. You can catch me Monday through Friday mornings, 4:30 to 10 a.m., joined by Pedro Rivera. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time.